conversation a while ago. Who was the best young kid? Now, obviously, Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney were the ones in everyone's lip, and everyone's talking. And I very rarely get mentioned. I don't think people are maybe appreciative of maybe how good I was as a kid.
I know Arsenal are 4 points clear, but with the experience they've got, you'd have to put them slightly ahead of them.
Yeah.
You got dreadlocks?
Oh, fucking hell. That's why I'm like this now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the good, the bad and the football. Joining us today, a very special guest. 2 times Ballon d'Or nominee and known on Merseyside simply as God, Robbie Fowler. Nice to see you.
Cheers, Rob.
How are you, lads? All right? You're definitely winding me up here. That nominee part, you? Is that you just made that up?
2 times.
You've made that up.
You must have been.
Oh, we've googled it.
Did you not know
They must
that?
have googled it.
The internet doesn't lie. Do you not? Have we just give you like an exclusive?
I'd say I could have asked for a bit
is it
more
more
money to
than
come
2?
on here.
Can we get paid? It's a belter, that. How are you, pal? Eddie?
I'm good, mate. Good, yeah. Listen, carry on about that nominees. I'm more than happy with that. That surprised me. That
Did you not know that?
No, you didn't know years ago. You didn't know nothing, did you?
No.
No.
It wasn't a big thing when we were younger.
It was probably a big thing when you won it, like, but it was.
It was for them. It won it,
I remember. It's
Oh,
funny
they
you
got
saying
nominated.
that because obviously, me when I look at footballers and loving the game and I look at the Ballon d'Or and I think, wow, imagine winning that. And I saw Michael Owen not long ago talking. I think he was talking to Rio, saying when he won it, he kind of brought it in. Lads were just like, oh, fair enough.
Where'd you get that, mate? Huh?
Yeah. Just like,
Where'd you get that, lad?
what was it? When did it start becoming like the thing where everyone talks about it, everyone wanted to win it? Because it sounds like even just saying
It's
about
weird.
the nominees there, you were saying you didn't
I think
know
if
that.
it's maybe Messi and Cristiano that it started
I think
getting a bit.
I think we started
I don't
having the
know.
gala dinner in Monaco all the time, didn't everyone went to Monaco all dressed up and the pop stars started going, the actresses and actors, and I think, like you say, I think it's definitely Ronnie and Messi started.
Yeah, I
off.
think the PR around them two would have been
massive.
It must have happened before because I know Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, I've seen them win it, but I think the hype kicks up when them two started doing it.
So I nearly one of them.
Person in the shadows. What year were Robbie nominated? Or years?
96, 97.
I genuinely didn't even know that. Honestly,
That's
didn't know
fucking hilarious.
Do we know what number he came?
No, I can't.
Canal
that.
Jack.
Second, fourth.
96, that would have been around the time.
Who'd have
Would that
won
have
it
been England call up?
Ronaldo, maybe.
Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
Yeah. The proper
The original one.
The real, I know you can
Yeah,
say
the
that.
best one.
Don't
Yeah,
mistake that.
my first England cap was 96.
Yeah.
I made my Liverpool debut in 93. It's funny, actually, I get a lot asked about goals all the time. So 93, I made me Liverpool debut. 96, I made me England debut. I'd scored nearly 100 goals
By the time you went
before I got
England
my
debut.
first England
It's
cap.
frightening, that, isn't it?
Imagine that, yeah, imagine that. I think if you're English and you play 10 games, now you're guaranteed a cap. aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
I'd scored
We were
nearly
talking about
100
that with
goals.
Brucey the other week, weren't we? How the amount of games he played and captain scored and never got a cap.
It is amazing how it's changed. Like you say, even if you did like 12 goals, it'd be like, oh, he's in the mix and all the rest of it.
Who was your England debut against?
Bulgaria.
Was it?
Bulgaria.
Was it, yeah?
Should know that, shouldn't I? Yeah, Bulgaria.
Do you remember anything earlier than the 2000s?
Yeah, well, it was a blur. It was a blur. Or Oasis with the penalty. Yes, 96, yeah. Yeah, almost 100 goals. That's mad.
Wow.
That, mad, though.
You look now, you probably have a good 25 caps by now. 100 goals.
Oh, yeah.
What was your
Yeah,
England
the
debut?
competition,
England?
though.
19, 18, 20?
So 96, yeah, 20, 21. 21.
Did have been some competition about that one.
There's some unbelievable forwards, wasn't there? But it's funny, innit? Because you talk, and we're all the same because we've all played, but you're always confident in what you could do. So when you are playing for your club or your country, you always think you're the one who could maybe change things. So regardless of, it's probably, you get a little bit older and you think a manager will have, a set way of playing, he'll have a set pattern of, who he wants to play, what strikers, what partnerships, what formations. And if a manager has that, like a Shearer or a Ferdinand or, a Teddy and a Shearer, then, it's hard for you to take, innit? That's probably why I never really enjoyed my time in England, because I always felt like a bit of a bit part player, never felt I was...
Never felt you was given a proper chance.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, I played. I mean, going on about my career now again, but I played. I think I've got 26 England caps.
Yeah.
But I only started 12 12 games.
It's interesting you're saying that.
Hang on,
Steve
Paddy,
Bruce said the
stole me
same.
funding. You stole me funding.
You're still going. You're still going.
I can talk.
We're only on for 2 hours, pal.
Let him land.
So obviously 12 England caps. 26 England caps, 12 starts, and I think I only finished 90 minutes once.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's not good, is it?
That's poor, isn't it? When you think about it, it's poor.
And the
Especially
goal, 6 or 7 or something. Was it?
Six goals.
Especially when you go on form as well. I think a lot of England teams back in them days never went on form. They'd have the regular players, if they were playing crap for the club, it didn't matter. It was like, so I'd imagine some of the streaks he went on, Rob went on, should have been
That's what I was just going to say then, when he was on about Shearer and what have you. Like when we had Steve Bruce and he was saying at the time, because it surprised me, him not getting the call up and everything, but he said because the manager were that set on Tony Adams, it was just like, you accepted it.
Accept it, yeah. And it is just one of them things, isn't it? And that's where I was sort of leading to before, where a manager will play a partnership because he thinks that's right, and you go there and you think, well, you know, what's the point of me here? What am I being here for? Because I know I'm not playing, and you know, it's just, I always felt pointless, and that's probably why, and it's probably wrong saying it, but I never really enjoyed my England career. I mean, I never, because
I'm not sure any of us did.
I
really
never had one.
Never had one. Yeah. You lot now, though. The latest squad, they named one centre forward. Yeah, imagine just times and eras. It's mental. One centre forward in England squad. He could have named probably the ones who got left out of the squads around our age. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's interesting when I hear you lot talk about that time when you played for England and not really enjoying it. As a fan, it's mind blowing, because I think. Never like being in the position you lot have been in, but for me, I'd always think like, oh, imagine getting an England call up, and you know, I know what you're saying about why am I here? He's going to play Shearer or whoever it was at the time, but just to be there for me, I'd be like,
don't get me wrong, it was
special.
It was special, of course it was. It was just when I say I didn't enjoy it, probably because you didn't do as well as you should have done, really, with the team we had.
Yeah. I think as well,
you wanted to be there.
When we was growing up, we're all, obviously Rob's a local lad playing for his local club. We were a local lads playing for our local club. For me, our club was bigger. Do you know what I mean? It was the be all end all for me as a player. Obviously, playing for England's the biggest accolade you can have. But I agree with Rob. I was in loads of squads, didn't play, got on the bench, played a couple of games. But even I felt when I played for England, even when I played well, you knew the next meet up or the next game you probably weren't going to play, or I wasn't going to play, because the manager always had their favourite starting 11, which you have to accept in international games.
So as someone who puts the ball in the net, you've had a great season at Liverpool, you get a Liverpool call up, right, and then you're in you get the England call up, and then you're in your training camp. Even in training, when you're doing whatever you're doing, let's say you score more in training than Shearer, are you still thinking it won't make any odds?
Yeah, no, it's funny with football, isn't it? Because you sort of know what's going to happen, don't you? You'll know at the start of the week this is club sides as well. You'll know if you're playing. You'll have an idea, and it's the same with internationals. So you can. It's funny, you'll have conversations, and I've obviously I know he's done other podcasts with Key. You know, and he talks about like the way you should train should be like accustomed to the way you play. Yeah. Now, I'm not a massive believer in that, because I think everyone's different. Everyone has different characters, different reasons about, wanting to get themselves ready for a game. Now, for me, if you're doing 100% every single day, then, you could sort of go into the weekend a little bit tired or a little bit jaded, and I do get that argument, but not everyone's the same. No. So you can't sort of, you can't tarnish or have everyone under that same manner, if you like.
Some people are useless in training.
Mark Hughes, Brian McClare, both unbelievable forwards. They were shocking in training, like, couldn't be asked to do anything, could they? Like, you just walk around, you go in, and then you go to a game and they're like, wow, top players.
But then on the other end, you get unbelievable trainers. Yeah. Comes to a Saturday.
The training ground players on here.
I don't remember you being a bad trainer, though, Robbie.
No, I mean,
not a bad trainer.
No, I mean, I had
trained properly.
I mean, obviously, because you never see me for the club side. I don't think I was like the unbelievable professional in terms of doing everything right every week, because I knew I was a decent enough player to sort of get by the probably early part of the week. And the professionalism kicks in towards game time, where you're getting prepared for games. So that's where I come alive. Yeah. I used to, for example, you go away with England, and I won't name names, I'll tell you off camera, obviously, but but you're playing with players and you're going to training games and everyone's pulling you, and I'm thinking, just have the fucking ball. I'm not arsed. And then come the following Saturday, I'll go and score an hat-trick pass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, it's different, but it's people pulling your shirt and then training. You know, I'm not that interested, mate.
Mine killing you on that.
No, I'll tell you off camera.
When we were talking about you coming on and we were trying to sort dates out and everything else, I can't believe you've come on today. Talk about the perfect time to talk about Liverpool and City. I mean, all the fans who are Liverpool fans will be buzzing to hear what you've got to say about that. Now, straight from the off, all the commentators have sort of put the two Pennyworths in, and you hear it on the radio and Sky Sports and everything else, and they kind of Slot come out and said, he doesn't want to talk about the title race, almost like dismissing that now. As a Liverpool fan, when you hear the manager talking like that, how does it make you feel?
I'm different, Arnie, because I've obviously played the game and I'm more of a realist when it comes to football. And again, the lads will tell you, you have an understanding of the game, and the manager will come out and he'll say all the right things. And don't get me wrong, you can't say we're giving up, because that looks terrible, doesn't it? You're from an outsider looking in, but you've got to have a little bit of realism as well, because I think history tells you that there's only probably been two teams who've won the Premier League on the back of 60 feet, 70 feet. I think it might be in Leicester and Blackburn. I don't even know, but that tells you that it'll be hard for Liverpool. So if Liverpool are going to win the league now, they've got to win virtually every game.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they can't even draw games. They've got to win them. So I think they're out of the title, but I don't think they'll come out and say, "Oh no, we're in it," because you've got that professionalism where you still need to kick on and try and get the points and still give everyone that little bit of a...
He's got to say that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got to say it.
But before yesterday, Robbie, I actually thought they still had a bit of a chance.
Yeah.
But then you watch yesterday and the way they got beat was...
It was a poor game, wasn't it? I mean, from a Liverpool point of view. And as much as Liverpool were... I mean, I thought, genuinely not looking but excuse, I thought City were brilliant.
Yeah,
I thought City got back to what I've seen City of a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But Liverpool... I mean, I got asked before the game yesterday about is a Liverpool out of that little bit of a rut, and I went, well, don't be getting carried away. I mean, they beat Aston Villa. I know Aston Villa went
Real
on,
Madrid,
they had a good little run before they played Liverpool, but for 45 minutes Liverpool went great, and then they beat Madrid. So it's only 45 minutes in a league game where they played relatively okay.
Madrid weren't fantastic.
Do you think they've made too many changes? Because I was thinking when we won leagues, you're thinking maybe 1, 2, possibly 3 at the most. How many has he signed? 4 or 5?
Yeah, but they're not all played though.
No.
So if you think about it, certainly the Villa game and the Madrid game, there was only Ekitike who played against, obviously changed the keeper.
He's probably been the best one as well. Although of late he's been a little bit quiet.
Yeah, he's been the best sign, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And I get that. And I get people's arguments are, Liverpool are in a bit of a transitional period. I mean, I don't fall into that category because...
Transitionals when you've been struggling a bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I just think every club... at the start of the year, I think every club's in a transitional period because new players come in. You'll have maybe a new ethos, if you like. A new coach might come in, or a new training method, or so that's a bit of a transitional period for me. So you're talking about Liverpool sign all the players, and again we can go down the realms of sport and directors, and Liverpool have signed the best in class, if you like. So the Premier League team of the year last year had 5 Liverpool players, and it also had Isak and it had Kerkez. So ultimately, you're going to sign them because they're the best ones, and they've signed the best player in Germany. So,
where are you with him, Robbie? What do you think his best position is?
I think he's a number 10. I mean, I can't see why people are saying he needs to come in off the left and play there. For me, he's a number 10. Now, this is where I think Liverpool are maybe trying to shoehorn players into positions that...
Liverpool didn't really play with number 10 last year.
No, I know. But this is, I think, one of the problems they have. And look, it's up to the managers to find a system and a way of playing to try and get the best out of all the players, because, the Liverpool's identity is not what it was a couple of years ago when you had the Manés, the Firminos, the Salahs, different players who were very on the front foot. Now they're not like that. Salah's probably... I mean, I will never have a go at Salah because his numbers are incredible.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he
How good was that lad against him yesterday?
Oh, he's brilliant.
He was unbelievable, wasn't he?
There's been a few players. I mean, I remember, was it last year even, Livramento played left back. Played against Salah and he was brilliant as well. So I think players do up their game against him because he's an outstanding player, isn't he? It's probably similar to the Pep last year. Pep signed all the players and brought Noda in January. And City went great last year, but you look at them now, you think, wow. To what they were at the start, even you think, wow, they were impressive yesterday.
Yeah.
That's all the new players.
That's gone talking about City. That was the first time I thought yesterday they could win the league.
I said about Donnarumma. I said, do you think that gets them the league? And you were like, no. But no, are you swaying a little bit? Do you think?
Look, I think Donnarumma a big part of it.
Yeah.
He didn't have an awful lot to do yesterday, I suppose.
Doku was amazing as well.
Doku was brilliant, but I've not been
confidence
impressed
of
by
having
City
there.
that much. In all honesty, it's been a different way for him to do it, hasn't it? But yesterday, I thought for the first time they're going to be. I think they have to be slightly still favourites.
I said a couple of weeks ago on me that I've got a
because of
horrible
what
feeling.
they've done.
A horrible feeling that they could win it City.
I mean, that was a
realistic.
statement performance yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I thought
it was like we're back. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. I think they have to be slight. I know Arsenal are 4 points clear, but with the experience they've got, and Arsenal haven't, you'd have to put them slightly ahead of them.
Yeah, and everyone were talking about Doku, quite rightly. Have any of you three ever played in a game where one of your teammates you remember them having a game like as an individual performance?
Roy Keane, Juventus.
Really, yeah.
Semi-final.
Same for you.
Cantona, yeah, that was one. But Cantona, when he scored, Arsenal scored the goal at Arsenal. He had the arm plaster on. Remember when he was like?
There was
he
like
just took
5
over.
games on the
He
trot.
scored like goal 1-0. Eric,
He scored
every single goal.
Remember that? 5 games on the spin. Yeah.
He scored a winner at Newcastle as well, didn't he?
Yeah, volley. We get battered that game as well, that night game.
Yeah.
I think we've all played with players that can do that. We're very fortunate, but they're the ones that I would.
What about
definitely
yourself?
I mean, I would nail Steve McManaman in every single game.
Yeah.
I mean, the obvious one is Stevie G. Stevie G was, unbelievable.
Yeah.
The amount of games he's sort of dragged Liverpool from here to there is, it's incredible, isn't it? Off the top of my head, I can't think of a performance.
The West Ham final.
The West Ham final,
yeah.
I was at the club then, so I'd re-signed for Liverpool. And obviously I was in my suit. Obviously I was cup tied. I'd scored a hat-trick for City to get that one in. City in the early rounds.
Ballon d'Or that year.
Ballon d'Or nominee. So I was cup tied. I never made a cup final squad. And I mean, I go back to that game where Stephen and you think
done in that game.
The goal was unbelievable. I think it's Stephen's best ever goal for Liverpool. I mean, it's probably the most
volley, like,
most
right
important.
It was on 35 yards, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, it was on the floor, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the floor.
Bounced off, but it was bounced
Cardiff,
wasn't
wasn't it?
Yeah, Cardiff.
Yeah.
Doing your homework there, but you haven't.
I remember it, but I don't remember the actual fucking game.
I'm going to go back to. I'm going to go back to City and Liverpool in a minute. But just as it's coming to my head when you mentioned Macca there before, did I dream this when he was at Real Madrid? And did they win the league? Were you part of the open top bus procession?
Well, that was the only time I've won the league, actually.
So that's true.
Yeah, it's the funniest story ever, honestly, God. So, I mean, people might not think it is, but I think it was hilarious. So I'd never seen Macca play, because obviously we always had games, and Macca said to me, it's going to be my last game, so you're going to come over. And I was on holiday, at the time in Portugal. And I was with one of my cousins, and my cousin had a little bit of a bad experience. You know, I won't go into what it was. So I took him on holiday, and Macca's phoned me, and he's going to come up the game. So I took my cousin up. So they won the game 3-1. They needed to win the game. After the game, Macca's come in. So they've won the league. Macca's come in. He's give us, me and my cousin, he's a painting decorator from Liverpool, and he give us 2 Real Madrid shirts. And I'm thinking, what's this for? You put these on. We're going on a bus tour. Right, so when you're in no matter what time, they go literally after the game. I mean, this is like
in the fountains
10 o'clock at night. So me and my cousin, the painters and decorators, are getting on this bus, and we're doing this tour of like Madrid, and we stop off in the fountain, and I'm thinking, it's a bit embarrassing now. So you stop off near the fountain, and you can imagine there's obviously a roundabout.
Who's on this bus with you? Like,
Sit down,
yeah, I mean. Real Madrid team, everyone, the Galactical, yeah. I mean, proper superstar.
Did you catch Zidane's ad? Was he not giving what the fuck's going on here?
Well, he knew I was because I was a Ballon d'Or nominee.
Zidane says that lad I beat the Ballon d'Or.
Oh yeah. And so we're getting on. You can imagine on Scholes, he's right there. So you park on the near the fountain, and genuinely, as far as you can see, there's just people.
Yeah.
Right. So Mac has gone, come on, we'll get off in the fountain. And I'm thinking, that's just taking the piss too much, is that right?
Yeah.
So I went, nah, I'm not. So I'm getting a little bit embarrassed now. So I'm like, you can imagine a
Sliding
top
down
bus
a
where
bit.
you got the handle on the bus,
Yeah.
haven't you? So I'm like, giving one of them coming down. Right, and next minute, there must have been about 5 or 6 scouters, right, on the front of, this like roundabout, and they spot me and they all start singing my name. And then it carries on. This, I mean, not like thousands, but like hundreds start singing my name. And I think, wow, this is weird. And then, after they did that, after we won the league on won the league. After we won the tour of the city, we went back and had a team meal, right?
Your cousin must have been like, he's dropped the fucking lottery.
Honestly, it was unbelievable.
Did they all have mates on then? Was there a few?
No.
This is like doing the John Terry before John Terry ever thought about doing the John Terry.
I was the founder, I'm telling you. But this and it obviously gets better. So anyway, we go for the meal, and then after the meal, we went back to we went to a nightclub. Sorry, and Ronaldo, the real one, the original one, he's come up to me in a nightclub, right, and he's given me a glass like that, right, and I just think he was giving me a drink, so I got the drink, downed it in one, right, and he went, no, cheers. I'm so sorry, I have to go get him a drink.
You drank his drink.
Anything could have been in there. And then we went back to his villa,
His house,
right?
yeah.
And we got there before him, so we went into.
I think you better leave it there, Robbie.
No. This is all right. So we went back. To his place, right? And the security guard let us in. Me and Macca were in first. Me, Macca, and my cousin were in first. So
Do you still have your Real Madrid shirt on at this point?
No, I've took that off now. I've got my suit on now.
Your Real Madrid suit on.
The Real Madrid side.
I've got my medal round me there. So we get to obviously Ronaldo's house, and we can get there before him. And Ronaldo just said, when you get there, just have a little drink. So we're in there. He's got a pool table and he's got a proper bar. Right, we know like the optics. Yeah. So we're pouring pints, waiting for him to come in, playing pool. Next minute, Ronaldo comes in with his entourage. Right, brilliant. And he goes behind this bar and he presses like this machine, right, and it's like a button, and a smoke machine comes in, all moving, all flashing blue, like lights, blue and red lights. And next to me, presses another button, and it's like the radio. This radio starts to CD. He goes, "We're coming at you live from Leeds." I'm like, he must have had some like DJ set from Leeds. And I'm like, what is happening here? All looking round. It is incredible. It was an incredible night. And the next day, Del Bosque got sacked.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he did win the European.
Because you was on the bus.
That's because
that is some
pictures
story.
of that or anything.
You know what? I mean,
must be
there must be somewhere. I mean, it is an incredible story.
Surreal,
really,
isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
it's like you with your dreadlocks. I can never find a picture of that.
You got dreadlocks?
Oh, fucking hell. That's why I'm like this now.
Yeah.
Shut up! You never used to
I
have
Google
dreadlocks.
that all the time, honestly. No, he did it. It was
Tell you what happened.
It was a big, high-profile funeral, wasn't it?
Sir Matt Busby's
Matt
funeral.
Bush funeral.
It was like the god.
So
do you know?
Wait a minute. We were on the bus waiting. Where the fuck's Nick? And he'd been growing his hair for ages. What the fuck's he up to?
Had a big ginger wig like this.
Ginger wig up here. So go on, you take it on from there.
Oh, fucking. Know what you think? When you're young, though, it's what? I've been 18. I think,
No, you're fucking older than that.
No, I wasn't. About 18, 19.
29 you were.
I was thinking, what are you doing? So the guy from Terry's rang me up and gone, well, we can fit you in now. We're going to do your hair. I didn't think
From where?
The hairdressers, Terry is called, and he come and do him and all doing all his twisting your hair. And I didn't realise that I did realise Sir Matt's funeral was at 3:00. So I got all my hair done, and I still didn't get it. And I've walked up to it was.
You had like the cornrows.
Oh, what the corner burnt in.
So imagine when he walked on the bus.
Oh no!
The funniest thing I've seen in my life.
It's the biggest funeral you've ever seen in Manchester. It was at the cathedral.
It was live on TV.
Live on TV. That's kiddo. Mind you, looks at me like that, and the kiddo goes, "Oh, you better fucking get off this
Well, you had
bus."
to walk past the gaffer.
You had to walk past him. The gaffer just looks at me
What the
like
fuck
that.
have you done?
He went, "Get home, get that shaved off. Do not come back into training with that on your fucking head. I spent 4 hours getting all these twirls put in by these two girls. Took me about. I looked a right twat as well. I looked an absolute
to
idiot.
be fair, that is absolutely brilliant, by the way.
Robbie was fucking hilarious. When he walked on that bus.
Look all right.
I was looking at him. What the fuck's happening?
How much did you pay for having done?
Oh, free, thank God.
All right.
Got him a couple of tickets.
So so you did go home and just shave it straight
I
off?
literally did a funeral and I went
had to go
home
to the
and
funeral,
I had to get it all shaved off,
Oh, Jesus.
That is incredible. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's just stupid. Like some of the stuff you do when you're younger. I mean, we could tell us some stories about us going out when we were younger before England games.
Hey, just before you do, I'm going to see if we can get this on camera. Sent this morning. Where is it?
Oh, the picture.
Remember that?
I do, actually, yeah. Yeah.
Where was that? I was trying to work out where
You've
that
got the
was.
old bleach there. Then I'll see if I can get this on.
I've also got I've also got the bleach dyes
up
as well.
on camera. You can just do a fancy thing and put the full thing up, can't you?
Where
How
was
old
that?
would
Where
you
do you
have
reckon
been
that was? Was that 21s or
No,
19s?
it was 21s,
Definitely 21s, yeah.
Trevor Sinclair. I used to, when I used to be younger and see him, I go, oh,
I tell you
cool
what,
as fuck.
Trev in the World Cup 2002 was unbelievable.
Yeah,
he
it's good,
was
wasn't he?
brilliant. Yeah, if he can come on, because
I think he
someone
only got called
injured.
up late as well.
Someone got injured. He got called up. Same with Danny Murphy. To be Danny
Mills.
Danny Mills, to be fair as well. Did really well. Yeah.
You know, you're talking about obviously football tournaments, right? So obviously we talked there about the World Cup. You know, '96. So you're talking about me growing up and scoring goals, and Shearer had gone to that tournament. He hadn't scored for England for a while. But Teddy Venables had given him the shout, listen, you're going to be my striker, and that's when really Shearer's England career kicked off. From that one, kicked on. Sorry. So he's done really well. But I know what I always remember about that Euro '96. So I came on. I was down to take the. I came on against Holland. I came on against Spain. I was down to take the 5th penalty against Spain.
Was you?
So came on. That was the quarter-final. So the next game we played Germany. So you can imagine 90 minutes 0-0. 0-0 was it 1-1 when Thomas Muller scored? I think. Anyway, so how the game went. We went into extra time. Obviously got lost on penalties. You know, Teddy Venables never made a sub. In that
The whole lot?
all 90 minutes or extra time. Never made
An
a
extra
sub.
time?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
weird,
I mean,
that.
I'm open right now. I could look
HMRC,
There we go.
yeah, and he never could, I'm thinking, well,
Was you waiting?
I was waiting, yeah. Even just to come on and take a penalty, you know what I mean? Because I'd come on for the quarterfinals just to take the penalty. And I mean, I'd have loved that, like, just, and then you go to the World Cup, and I think 2002 we probably should have won that. In all fairness, yeah, and I mean, I'm not even being like getting excited. I think we lost to Brazil in the quarters. Do you remember who the semi-finals were?
No.
So Turkey
yeah,
won,
Turkey.
South Korea,
Yeah.
and obviously Germany.
Germany,
so you think
Brazil.
you've
Would
got
have been in, yeah.
obviously a good chance.
I
here.
said that the other week on the podcast. That's one
And what I always remember, so I remember Michael. Michael wasn't right before the game. Michael scored and obviously done tremendously well, but Sven stuck with him, you know, and wanted to stay on, you know, and he brought Darius Vassell on to maybe change the game, and I'm thinking just bring me on. And I think, I'm not saying I would have changed the game or the fortunes or whatever, but
we had more chance of scoring a goal.
Yeah,
I'd have thought so, you know.
You know, when you sat there itching to get on, and you like, and you can see you can make an impact in the game. What are you? Do you try and like catch the manager's eye, or do you get up and have a little stretch? What do you do when you sat there? Like, it must be frustrating.
Well, when you go for a warm up, you make sure you walk slowly past the manager, so you're in his like vision. Or
you get
like
start stretching in front of him and fucking warming up. Yeah, fast feet in front of him.
Ready, boss.
Already. Do you know? That's just brought back one memory I've got with Robbie with England. Remember Malta away?
Oh, yeah.
This episode is brought to you by EDF, Britain's biggest generator of zero carbon electricity. Great energy, no fee up front, and about 40 nicker a month. We're going green, boys. I've even got the shirt on as well.
Very smart, Paddy.
Keeping
Matching
it clean.
trainers as well.
Green trainers as well.
Yeah. And socks.
Oh, good. And socks.
Yeah.
Can't move for green on this show. I'm talking about signing up for EDF's EV tariff and pod drive. You can get an EV charger, standard installation and warranty with zero upfront costs. And it gets better. From just £40 a month for 3 years, you get zero upfront costs for your award-winning solar-compatible 7.4 kilowatt premium solar 3S EV home charger, which trusted, trader standard installation and worry-free charger warranty. Get started and join Pod Drive at edfenergy.com/pod. UK fuel mix disclosure information published by the Government Department. DESNES recognises electricity from wind, solar and nuclear fuel produces zero carbon dioxide emissions at the point of generation. For verification, visit edfenergy.com/0-carbon. Wowzers. I think I were nuclear powered reading that.
You could say it's easy peasy, Paddy.
You could say that, but that would be a terrible line.
We get to the game, everyone's getting changed for the game. Robbie takes his gear off, sunburnt to fuck.
Honestly.
Like fucking burgundy he was, wasn't he?
Oh, no,
So
I
he'd be
had the
sat on
Liverpool,
balcony
I had the
after
Liverpool home top on under me. You know what it was as well? I mean, so it was over there, so, you know, I'm typical Brits abroad, when I, so the doctor's gone, listen, it's cloudy, but it's still hot and it's still, you know, you still get a sunburn. So it was Dr. Crane. He went, listen, he said, whatever you do, if you are sitting in the sun, make sure you put cream on and don't be any longer than 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm thinking, I'm all right. There's no cream. There's no sun. Yeah, there's no sun. There's no sun. So I've took my top off. I'm in like that for about an hour, right? So he puts me top on. Right, the next day I'm bright red on. I have literally got the Liverpool home top on. I come on, right, and you know, Incy was horrible, wasn't he? Incy was brilliant.
Smashed it into your chest.
Yeah, no, but he did, right. So the balls come to me. And I'm thinking, I can't chest this. I say can't because I was in agony, right? So I tried to control it with my shoulder, right? And it bounced off my shoulder, and Incy's fucking had a go at me. And I went, Incy, I can't be sunburned. Incy just started laughing. Incy just started laughing, honestly.
Did you score that game?
Probably not, no.
Do you know when I like remembering you playing for Liverpool? Certainly, me as a fan, I always used to look at you and I think, oh, whether you're a Liverpool fan or not, you one of them players where I think people just like, because as a lad who played like, you know, Sunday football with my mates and what have you, players like you who I kind of class as, and this isn't meant to sound any. It's a compliment in my eyes, like a street footballer, where you kind of go, oh, I could do that. You know what I mean? Did you feel that when you were playing for Liverpool? Did you feel that with the fans, like they kind of just instantly took to you?
Yeah, I think, I mean, my rapport with Liverpool fans is brilliant, and it still is, in all fairness. And I think it's because I think they see themselves in me.
Yeah.
You know, I am probably them, and, you know, they obviously wish they were me, and, you know, I'm playing the game through them and with them. So, I mean, I don't really know what else to say to that. I mean, I'm very, very normal in terms of.
When did they start calling you God?
I think it was just early. I think every time you know, I got into obviously the Liverpool team, and everything I seemed to do was.
You were like 18. Were you 18?
18, yeah. I had like
18 goals, was it? When you first in your first season for Liverpool?
I don't even know, mate. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was the. I had like the Midas touch, and everything I seemed to do sort of worked out in a favourable way. So, and I'll be honest with you, it's probably one of the best. I don't get carried away, but it's probably one of the best nicknames in football, isn't it? And when I think about it, it is like, it's quite embarrassing really to the degree, because when you think of Liverpool and you think of, I mean, legend does get used far too much in football, doesn't it? And when I broke into the Liverpool team, you've got John Barnes, Ian Rush, Steve Nicol, Jan Molby, Ronnie Wheel, and, you know, all the greats and all proper legends.
Was you up front with Ian Rush on your first?
Yeah, and it's no different to you when you were breaking in with your. I mean, you played with like proper legends, and then all of a sudden, this little skinny lad from Liverpool gets the nickname God. You know, and it's like, wow, it's surreal.
Yeah.
You know, obviously take it, you know what I mean? All day long, but as long as...
When you're booking a table for a restaurant in Liverpool, you say, what's your name?
God,
It's the Almighty.
It's the Almighty.
It's embarrassing when the kids call me, though, yeah.
Do you get your missus to call you God as well?
What are we doing about it?
Do you know, like these two say when they were coming through, just the names you mentioned there then, was it the same for you at Liverpool where you needed those sort of experienced players, and did they put their arm around you a little bit, and did they help you out, and a bit of tough love?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think the tough love was probably needed. I mean, I'm one of them. I think, my characters, I don't mind getting shouted at, but, every so often you don't mind getting the arm over your shoulder. That's obviously what we do. But I could maybe go the other way as well, because if someone done something to me, in terms of, shout at me, I'm going, I'm going to fucking prove you wrong. So that's the mentality of I had. So I was always comfortable and confident enough to just go out there and feel part of a setup. Now, whether that was maybe like a bit of an ego or cockiness, there was obviously a fine line between that, but I don't think I was ever cocky.
Yeah.
But I've never really had the ego as such, but I'm playing in a team with the likes of Ian Rush and, all these greats, as I've said. And Ian Rush was brilliant for me because not only, I'm not saying he took me aside all the time and told me what I should be doing, but I'd watch him in training as well. Yeah. So I was a good watcher of the game. So when you're watching these players and, this sounds stupid, but Rushy taught me how to run. Now, I'm not saying you run with a straight back and, you get your arms slow and your knees up. I'm just talking how to get inside defenders or, the time he runs, near post, far post. And you're watching Rushy all the time in training and he was probably the master of that, wasn't he, the best. So you're learning every single day. So that's probably why you sort of get better when you're playing with all these great players. Now, you sort of think of today's game. Now, I'll be amazed when you had your debut. So, when you see like the League Cup now where it's a team makes 6, 7, 8 changes. Yeah. For me, I don't understand that because I think that's more damaging for the young lads who come in and play because, that's no different than playing for the reserves or playing for, your under-21 team. But when you're playing for your first team and you're playing with all these superstars, that brings you on. But if you're playing with like a gang of lads your own age, that's...
And also the experienced ones that will be in them squads, they're the ones that are not playing much anyway. Yeah. Joe,
the help we had was incredible. Why don't you think of the reserve team, the old reserve team league, the Central League.
We had Old Trafford all the time. Every home game, we play at Anfield.
We were playing with like Brian Robson and Dion Dublin in these games.
Brian McClare, Clayton Blackmore, Gary Walsh.
Unreal, just all the lads who didn't play in the first team. Now, just waste of time now.
Yeah, that's the thing, and especially with the cup games, and that's why we were talking the other week about the FA Cup. Sometimes when they put a team out, I think Slot did it, didn't he? They put a team, you're going, Jesus Christ, like it's almost like this cup's not important.
Do you know the thing is though? It's not just Premier League teams do it. Everyone right through the leagues do it. We left 3 or 4 of our better players out just to give them a rest. It's
to be fair though, it is a good way of a young player getting in and showing what you can do, showing you got balls to go and play in the on a big stage. And like Robbie would have scored goals straight away. Scholes, you remember his debut scored 2 goals. For people forwards to go on in a league game, a cup game, whatever you want to call it, and score the goals and show what a finisher they can be. I think it's good for forwards.
Was one of your first games in the League Cup?
Well, yeah, my first 3 games.
Did you score like 5 in a game or something?
You've stolen me thunder there, Scholes. Sorry. I would, so my first game was Fulham.
Sorry about that.
Was you on a Ballon d'Or list as well, Rob?
Twice.
I might surprise you that.
Play for Real Madrid as well.
But obviously that's where I go on about the League Cup. So I played. Liverpool at the time were struggling. It sounds stupid because Rushy was still there. They just bought Nigel Clough, Ronnie Rodenthal was scoring goals, Mark Walters was there, and his record for Liverpool in terms of goals was not bad. So they lost to Everton on the Saturday thing, and then midweek I'd been in the squad for a number of months before, but never really got my chance. Yeah. And I knew I was playing on the Wednesday. Sorry, I didn't know I was playing on Wednesday. We travelled down, obviously played, and I played okay. Scored a goal, had a hand in 2 of the goals. We won 3-1.
Was that the League Cup?
The League Cup. Then we lost to Chelsea on the Saturday. We lost 1-0, but I played okay. Not brilliant, but played okay. But my first game, and I didn't really realise this until I'd finished playing. And for me, I think this is quite mind-blowing. My first game as a professional, for Liverpool, at Anfield, we won 5-0 and scored 5 goals.
Is it?
That's my first game as a professional. Now imagine a young 18-year-old kid doing that.
Goals.
Against Fulham, that was the second leg.
Fulham,
so the second leg, scoring 5 goals and a 5-0 win.
Was that when it went really big for you?
Oh yeah,
is that when the press started coming
I was the best player in the world, wasn't I?
Yeah.
God, he was God.
Yeah. But you imagine an 18-year-old kid now scoring 5 goals.
So that's an example of taking your chance.
Yeah.
Just going back to the City Liverpool game, the one thing for me as a neutral, which I think as a football fan it drives us all mad, the inconsistency with referees and VAR and everything else. That Van Dijk goal for me, even when they were talking about it on the telly as it were happening, I still thought it was going to be given as a goal.
Yeah.
Like Robertson, he were practically crouched down on floor. It weren't a little duck of the head.
I mean, I said yesterday, I think Liverpool will be getting an apology from the PGMOL. I mean, I can't see how they can't, because for me it's a big mistake. I get Andy Robinson's in an offside position, you know, and I get that. But for me, he's not interfering with play.
No.
And the keeper can see the ball. He's not in the line of sight. The keeper dives to his left and still doesn't get it. So for me, it's. I mean, VAR was brought in to maybe change the game. Maybe like, I don't know if it's been for the better. I mean, saying that, if VAR is not there, the referee, I mean, maybe the linesman or the assistant referee's flag goes up anyway. So then there's another argument. But I mean, for me, it should have stood.
Yeah.
I can't for the life of me.
I'd like to understand how someone within football, with a football brain, thinks that's offside.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
There's no question to me. There's no black and white with that. You ask anyone who's played football, anyone with common sense of football, or most sensible fans would say it's a goal.
Yeah.
It's not.
I
in
think
the
Robbie's
highlight.
right. I think they'll get an apology.
Yeah.
He'd never saved it in a million years.
No,
Now,
not
look,
a chance. No.
it could have changed the game. You don't know. I still don't probably think it would have done with the way the game was going.
City were the better team, but I think, and you lot know playing the game, when someone gets a goal and it's going against play, it can change it.
We'll never know, will we? So,
I mean, it was a real sliding doors moment in the game, but I mean, I agree with you. I think, you know, it could have went a couple of ways, obviously, but the fact is, I mean, City were brilliant and City deserved to win, but that might have swayed Liverpool, you know, and maybe sort of changed their attitude and their mentality in the game. But City were good value, so I don't think anyone's ever taken away from the fact that City were brilliant and probably, well, not probably, but they did deserve to win. But that goal should have stood. But you go back to football now, lads, and it'd be interesting what you think of this. But I mean, we are probably going down the realms of slightly falling out of love with football, aren't we? Because of I thought yesterday the referee he blew all the time. I mean, there's none of that like you want to see the games, ebbing and flowing, and you want to see. But he just blew the whistle all the time. Every time there's a tackle.
Don't let anything go.
Every time there's a
You've got to
tackle.
realise when there's a big game, people are actually going to crunch each other now and again. It's nothing you don't see. You just can't see it anymore. So it does change the game a little bit, doesn't it?
Every time there's a tackle, he blows up. So that there's no continuity in the game. I mean, the game's full of cheats, innit? I mean, let's be honest. And people who say that they're not cheating, they're lying because. We've all done it. Every time the ball goes out for a throw and you'll claim it, knowing perfectly well that's cheating. So players go down all the time, rolling.
You did it
around.
at Arsenal, didn't you remember?
Yeah.
I think the thing for me, and all when you watch it, it's just what you said about falling out of love with it a little bit because of these sort of new things they've brought in and the ref blowing every 2 minutes. The one for me is, every time a goal scored, now you can't kind of celebrate because you'd go,
I said that years ago. Yeah,
it just ruins it.
I remember watching the Women's World Cup. I think it was with Phil Neville's England team.
Yeah,
they couldn't celebrate a goal because every time the thing is now, I think they're going too far back. They're looking for a reason to disallow every goal. And that's what pisses me off. Was it a foul back there? Was it handball there?
Do you know what I'm telling you? With all this, the referees union, all this, see the referee on Sky Sports, they want to become the stars and they want to be relevant and more relevant and more. And I get it; they're getting paid crap money for so many years, and now got full-time jobs. They want to be on the TV. They want to be sponsorship coming in, and they're getting all that now. And the more that happens, the bigger they'll want to get, and the more they'll be blowing the whistle to be on cameras all the time.
Well, surely
what
you
about
want to
the
do
thing
it
where they're announcing it now?
I know,
with the speaker.
Yeah.
Halfway when they get through it, everyone starts cheering. So you don't have a clue what they're saying anyway.
It's. I know what you're saying there, Nicky, but surely you want to get that reputation for being good.
But the thing with it is, Paddy,
right.
maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I forget how old I am, it was always referees should be professional. They should be professional. They should work at the fitness. Now, they've done that, and I think now it's gone too far that way now. I mean, I'm telling you now, we watched the game the other day. We were sat with somebody else. I'm watching the League 2 game. The ref's blowing the whistle every 2 minutes. And it's like he wants to be relevant. Yeah. Good referees should not be seen, in my opinion. They should just blow a whistle when it's a proper free kick and crack on with it. A lot of them now want to be superstars.
The trouble with that is they're all being assessed, aren't they?
Yeah, and
they're all doing everything to the letter of the law. There's no common sense about it.
They're all scared to say and have conversation with players, aren't they? I mean, again, we'll know from years ago. So if you had a conversation with a referee, it was between you and the referee.
Yeah.
Never,
Exactly.
but nowadays everything gets out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything, and always someone's always got
doing this.
something to say.
Yeah.
Always.
I don't like that.
Oh, it's horrible,
But it's one. I remember, I think it was Roger Milford, referee. I mean,
Roger
going
Milford,
back years.
remember him,
Remember?
yeah,
I mean, he was a brilliant
yeah.
ref. Keith Cooper was
Yeah.
a brilliant referee. All the ones who sort of had a little
Had a
bit.
chat with you.
They were
And you had
good
more
referees,
respect for him as well.
But the
Bit of banter about him.
yeah, but I remember one game, I went up to, I think, Roger Milford. I'm like, hell, ref, that's shit that. He went, oh, don't worry about that, lad. He said, I'd worry about your own game if I was you. And he goes, yeah, you're probably right. You know what I mean? So straight away, that diffuses a situation.
You've
doesn't
done
it?
more mistakes than I have today. I went, fair enough.
Where was he from, Rob?
Don't even know. I must have been Keith Cooper then, because I went Welsh there as well. Yeah, it must have been
I
Keith
didn't want to
Cooper.
pull you up on that. I'll let it go.
Yeah, it was definitely Keith Cooper. Yeah.
What's the worst refereeing decision you've had?
So anyway, when I was playing, we had this referee, Keith Cooper. I remember going up to him once.
Worst refereeing decision.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't even
For
know.
me, it was, and it wasn't. It's no excuse for the behaviour of the players, me included. Was when we played Middlesbrough and they gave a penalty against us when we was going for the league. Was it
Andy D'Urso.
And to be fair, the video is like all lads chasing him. It was not a nice thing to do. But before that game, I remember the manager saying to us, "Don't let the referees lose you this league." So he got us all up for it anyway. And you're thinking he blew for a ridiculous. Was it? You don't even think he touched him, gave a penalty. That's when I think Yap. Keane, I think he was there. I was there.
No, I
Kingsley
weren't there.
was. You're not playing. Oh,
No.
It was not a nice thing to see. But
It was horrible.
Horrible, wasn't it? Yeah.
If you're referee,
We all got fined for that.
You wouldn't,
Yeah,
have, you wouldn't have done that, would you?
I would have done that.
All got fined for that.
Did you?
If you were a ref, I think that back then in that era, and you were reffing United, that's got to have played on your mind, because I thought it were a bit much watching, and it became a thing, didn't it? Where United players had.
But if the referee
was
was
so
stood
different.
still, we'd have stopped. He kept running backwards, so we're going further. And you're like, just stand
Oh
still.
no, he's running backwards. You're
Yeah,
all
no,
fucking
He was
scrolling
really in the
at him.
stand.
No, but if the referee would have stood his
pay
ground,
back in,
if the referee would have stood his ground and said, "Move away," you're not going to keep running at him. It's
Yeah.
like we chase him down the line. I think
It was a big thing about it, though, was it? Influencing them referees in them days was big. Think like Chelsea used to do, didn't they? Arsenal.
Yeah.
Bold and Keown and all them.
Yeah.
Everyone used to try and do it.
Yeah.
Robbie, you had a bit of an incident in your
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yes.
Talking about cheats before, as you were.
No, but I mean, it certainly wasn't cheating. But it's funny, actually, because I remember, obviously, the incident, I mean, a couple of things came out of that, right? I mean, I actually won a UEFA Fair Play certificate.
with your Ballon d'Or.
I mean,
Is that with the two Ballon
it's
d'Ors?
not as good as the nominee as obviously, but yeah, I mean, what it was then, at the time, I didn't think it was a foul. I think in today's game, it probably would have been. So I'm
'Cause he
running past the
touched you.
keeper. He never, but I sort of jumped over him, because if I'm running full and I hit him,
He's gonna get
I mean,
you,
I
yeah.
either hit myself or I hit him. So I sort of jumped and then obviously lose my balance and then fall. And it wasn't a penalty. I didn't think at the time, but I sort of jumped out of the way. And the reason that I said it wasn't a penalty was because obviously David Seaman, again, I think I'm all right in terms of looking after teammates and being, the character I am. I knew David Seaman from obviously England, and I just think, well, if he gives a penalty, he's got a chance of sending him off, and I didn't really want that, so I was like, "Oh no, it's not a penalty." And but I think it was today.
Did he
it
end
probably
up giving the penalty?
He gave the penalty. Yeah,
Did you
and
take it?
I missed the penalty. Yeah, but that was the
Did
other.
you miss it on purpose?
No joke.
What was the score, Rob? What was the score before the penalty?
So the game, I think we ended up winning the game, but how it came about. So the two good things that came about, it was I obviously missed a penalty, which was obviously not the good thing. I got the UEFA Fair Play certificate, and Jason McAteer scored his first goal for Liverpool from the rebound. I mean, I never missed it on purpose. Obviously, it was just a bad penalty, and obviously Jason McAteer got his goal, and I think he got an advert for Wash and Go on the back of that.
I remember that. I remember.
So he got
that.
the back of that, and I'm still waiting to give me a little bit of a dropsy for that as well. I might be waiting a while.
How is he? I've not seen him for ages.
He's all right, yeah, he's fine. Yeah.
I
He's
love
all
Jay.
right.
He's a great lad. Did you go Liverpool? Did you go to Leeds from Liverpool?
I went.
Blackburn?
I went Liverpool, Leeds, Man City, back to Liverpool, Cardiff, and then
Jesus,
Blackburn.
I forgot about Man City.
Yeah. You've
Fucking
definitely done your own work.
hell.
You played quite a few games, didn't you? Was it 80 odd games or something?
100 and...
Was it 100
Oh, no,
something,
no,
was it?
you know what? No, 80 games, yeah, 80. I think I was there 3 years, I think. 3 years. 3 years.
Kevin
Being-
Keegan.
Kevin Keegan, yeah.
Being so synonymous with Liverpool, what's it like with that kind of level of love the club give you and the fans, and then you're suddenly in a new changing room, did it make you? Were you a little bit invigorated, or did you think, "Oh Jesus, I miss it. I've made a mistake"?
No, but look, I think. I mean, I left obviously on my terms, and look, I don't even think this is common knowledge. But the club had tried to sell me a few times.
Wow.
You know, and so it's one of them. So this is where, when you talk about loyalty in football, and players are not loyal, sometimes it's the other way around as well. So clubs for me is not loyal. So I just felt, you know what, they tried to sell me. I think Newcastle, Villa, and Chelsea. So Gianluca Vialli phoned me up one night. I was in my mate's house, and he went. He said, "Look, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing the Italian accent." He went,
Welsh as well.
He went. We wanted to tell. So he gave Vialli phoned me up, and he's gone. Obviously the clubs have agreed to feed, and when can you come down? And I went, a bit taken aback.
You didn't know nothing about it.
Hang on, that's the first time you heard that.
Yeah, and then I went, I'll have to speak to the club in the morning, and I went back to the club, and the club denied it, and I went, well,
had a phone call,
me, and he said, and to prove they wanted to send me a fax. That's how long ago.
Wow,
like an affidavit of obviously the clubs agreeing. So I knew my days at Liverpool were numbered. So I mean, I left on my terms, but I felt as though I was forced to go. If that makes sense.
Do you have an agent?
No, you know what? No, I had a financial advisor. I didn't really have an agent.
Bit like us, wasn't it? We had an accountant.
I was going to say, when you like someone like yourself at Liverpool, and the regard they hold you in there, it's mind blowing hearing something like that. Like how a player of your ilk at that club, they can do that without even, fair enough if you're going, right, we need to move them on, or whatever the reason is, but surely you've earned the right to be brought in and go, listen, this is what we, out of respect.
Yep.
But to get a call out the blue like that, I mean, at first you must have been going, this is one of my mates winding me up.
How old was you, Rob?
27.
So you're right in your...
Yeah.
Was you playing all right at the time, or was you...
I mean, the year before, as much as the year was when we won the treble, the proper treble, you know what I mean? Not like that rubbish one usually. So we won that. And I mean, obviously I wasn't a regular as such, but I mean, I think I scored 18 goals. I mean, I scored in the League Cup final, I scored in the UEFA Cup final, and I came on in the FA Cup final when we were losing 1-0. So everyone says it's the Michael Owen final, but I came on when we were losing. You know, make that what you will. So I done all right that year.
To you, then.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So I done all right that year. So the next year, look, I get it. What we were saying before earlier on about England managers having a pattern, and they wanted to play certain plays. Liverpool were the same, but it's hard to take that as a player because you've done ever so well in your career, and all of a sudden you're not that player. Then you sort of really know your days are numbered, especially when you're getting phone calls saying, you can sign for this club. And then Leeds came in, and then I knew.
What was it like going back there as a player?
You know what? It probably in a silly sort of way, I'm glad I left Liverpool because I think I got to appreciate it more going back. So again, you'll know that you have played for B teams, A teams, reserves, first team, not knowing anything different. But when you go and play for other clubs, now Leeds is a big club, Man City's a big club, obviously not as big as what it is today. But then you go back to Liverpool and you realise how big and how special Liverpool is. Yeah. And I got to appreciate what life was like, for other clubs. And then you realise sort of how special and how big that club is. Then.
With your career starting so young, when do we say your pump was? Because obviously you come onto the scene, blew onto at 18, scoring all them goals. But you had a long career, didn't you? But when would you say was your real pump of your career?
Probably 2021. I mean, it sounds ridiculous. 22. Yeah. I mean, I'd done my knee in. I think might have been 23. I think I was never the same player coming back. At the time, you don't ever think that, do you? You'd always think you're still as good. I mean, I probably wasn't the same player. No fairness, probably lost a little bit of speed, a little bit of sharpness. Still done okay, still scored goals, but I was probably never the same player, if I'm being honest. And so it was
I think Rob was the most natural goal scorer I've ever seen.
Yeah, one of the best finishers. You talked about then about pace. You didn't really need pace, did it? Because it was the finishing was unbelievable.
Natural finisher. Robbie was the best natural finisher I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, again, this could raise another argument as well, because there was a conversation a while ago who was the best young kid. Now, obviously, Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney were the ones in everyone's lip, and everyone was talking. And I very rarely get mentioned. Now, I'm not saying, because I'm sad or whatever, but I don't think people are maybe appreciative of maybe how good I was as a kid. Because if you look at, we was the first 200 goals.
Backs it up as well, doesn't it?
Do you know what I think is well?
I think it's your personality. I think people think
unassuming
because like how you were, and you're a local lad, and the press at the time, and Liverpool had that kind of thing around the Spice Boys stuff and everything else. And I think, like you say, the record speaks for itself. But people that era kind of forget that it's all the other noise around it. You know what I mean? Which is a shame, really.
If you Robbie definitely go into that ilk of young players. Gigs, you'd have to go into that as well, massively. But I think with certain people, certain people become a bigger personality than actually than the other person, because Robbie's more of a local lad. No, he'll still go in the same pub as he went in when he was 16, 17. He's still probably still going in there with his mates and his dad, his uncles and stuff like that. And I do think certain people get propelled into superstar status, and some people don't want that. And I'm not talking out of turn, he's sat next to you, but I'd assume that was what Robbie would be like.
But people think they know me, but they don't really know me, because I always keep myself to myself. You know, I'm not like in your face going to all these gigs or whatever. So people have an opinion, and whether they like me, dislike me, people's opinion, or he's a bit of a tool, or he's always laughing and joking all the time. But I knew when to be serious, and I knew when I needed to be. And again, we go back to the dressing room, whereas everyone, my attitude was everyone can't be the same in a dressing room, because if you've got the same dressing room, I think it's a boring place, and it's probably not an environment I would want to be. So I think everyone has to have different character traits or different characteristics, if you like, to make a better environment. And I was that probably person in the dressing room, whereas I wanted to have a laugh, because I think you needed to have a laugh, because if you're serious all the time, I don't think that's a good thing. Now, people can be serious all the time because that's their mentality, but my mentality is no, I can't be, because I would be a different.
I think going back to their day, certainly Liverpool lads, I think they got a lot of unfair criticism about the Spice Boys thing, because I'll be honest with you, we went out, we was out all the time at the right times, and Robbie will know that we liked a night out. We'd go have drinks together, we got a chance to England and stuff, so we liked a night out all the time at the right times. But because we was winning things, we got away with it, and it was like, well, they're really good. The Man United lads are really good, they're sensible, they've got the manager that they all look up to and scared stiff of. They never go out. We went out. We had some really good nights out as a team, didn't we? It never got reported like they did.
No, I think what Robbie said there, it's probably about reputation. People don't really know. No, you do.
No, absolutely not, John.
No, I'd say that because I talk about your managerial career now, because you went abroad. Obviously, you had to go abroad, and you did record really good. Obviously, with the Australian team, I know it ended through COVID. The Saudi team, you were top of the league, I think, weren't you?
Yeah.
Do you think it goes against you a little bit now why you can't get a job in England?
Possibly. Look, I mean, I can't, put opinions in people's or decisions in people. I mean, I think you just hit the nail on the head. I mean, everywhere I've been, I've had 4 spells overseas, and everywhere I've been successful to a degree. Now, I mean, I think this is for another podcast, but, if I was to sit and talk to you all about, I went over to Australia, and the reason I went to Australia was because I wanted to show people how dedicated and how serious I was. I wanted to go out of my comfort zone and show people, you're going to the other side of the world to prove to people that you want to be a coach and a manager. Now, I love the game. Hopefully that comes across in the way I speak and the way I train, because, you have that element of fun, but when you're serious, you are serious. So I goes overseas, and I had carte blanche of building a team. Team finished second bottom the year before. I went in, done all my work with the players, bringing the players in, and we ended up qualifying for. I mean, there was a few games to go, but we would have qualified for the Asian Champions League. My first spell before I got all my coaching badges was in Thailand, whereas I was a player manager. We finished 3rd in the league. We got to obviously the Thai FA Cup final. Lost it to the league winners. After COVID, I went to India, which on paper doesn't sound. It sounds. Awful if I'm being honest. We finished 9th out of 11th it was, but that was the best job because if I told you what really happened over there, I mean, you wouldn't believe it. The simple fact is, the owner had bought the club from the I League, brought them into the ISL, bought the rights, and we were essentially playing in the Premier League with Accrington Stanley. That's the levels. And at one point we went like 6 games unbeaten, and that was, I mean, unbelievable with a team. We had 10 days pre-season with a team who was built for the I League, playing in the ISL. There was our first game of the season was, we didn't even have the kit until midnight the night before. So it was like lots of logistical problems, lots of geographical problems in terms of getting to the stadium. We were obviously in a hub, couldn't leave the hotel other than to play games and train. But that was a relative success, as far as I was concerned. Every player that we had in our team then doesn't play in the ISL now. Yeah. So that tells you the level of players that we, and again, I'm not having to go on because it is what it was. What it is what it was.
That's what we talk about reputation, Rob, because even I played Red. I didn't really know that well, obviously, because we were with the same teams with England, obviously. But I never realised how serious you was about management and football until I probably spoke to you after. When we played one of these Legends games. That's where I think people have probably got the wrong idea. I don't think people realise how much you love the game, how much you want to be a manager.
That's what I say, how people's perception of Robbie.
And when I that's what I mean. Yeah. When I spoke to him, I thought, he really does love the game. He really wants to be a manager. But I don't think the perception is there of him being like that.
But he said something earlier in the discussion we had before about how he used to watch Ian Rush. Now, if you become a player as good as Robbie was, you got to love the game to be able to become that good. I don't care what anyone says. It's very rarely you can have a top player who's top at his level, knows everything what he's doing on a football pitch, to really not love the football game. You have to be out to study it. You have to watch your peers. You've got to watch football non-stop, and that goes for all top players. That
people talk about that Spice Boy era, though, don't they?
Yeah, that's what we're saying before.
I think a lot of that has gone against you.
Yeah, possibly. And look, I can't put opinions in people's minds, obviously, but I mean, all I can do is continue doing what I do and hopefully get a chance in this country, because I know that I would benefit the club. I genuinely
I'm sure you will as well to speak to. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because you think about it as well. So if you've got like the attitude of, what we all have in terms of being a professional, doing all the right stuff in terms of being a player, getting to the level that we played at. But then it's not finished. If you want to stay in the game, coaching wise, you do your B, your C, your C, your B, your A, your pro license. I've done all them. So to do your C license all the way up to your pro license, you're talking 8 years plus.
Yeah. Have you had interviews in England?
No.
See, that's what's interesting to me, and I think it's an English manager thing. It feels like, as though it's not very fashionable, where you've managed in different parts of the world, different experiences, which is all invaluable. I didn't even think bumping into you throughout the years and chatting to you, and at social gigs and what have you. Like, even I didn't realise you would kind of want to put yourself in that space.
Yeah, that's because not everyone needs to know. I'm not like one of them who's in your face, demanding this. And again, this is the way we talked before about the PR. The PR, maybe I should get a PR agency behind me to drum it into people. But I know, I still want to learn. I still want to continue. I've done all them. I've done a diploma in football management in Liverpool University. I passed that with a distinction. I should add as well. At the minute,
award you got today.
I'm not as good as
remember them.
Not as good as that Ballon d'Or nominee though. I don't see on top of that. I'm halfway through a sports directorship course as well. With the PFA, so I'm always learning and developing and wanting to better myself in terms of the betterment for myself or the club.
That's what I'm saying. People look at Robbie Fowler and they just won't think that. They'll think back to maybe some of his celebrations, his Spice Boys, and
do you know as well?
But he's so obsessed with football and wants to be a manager.
But I don't know. I might speak out of turn. I'm thinking of my experience as well. When I've done a couple of interviews don't suit me as a personality. You sit there and you've got to present and you've got to put all these. That doesn't suit me. I'd much rather sit down with a cup of tea or a beer and chat football. Yeah. Now, I don't know about Robbie. I've never seen him do an interview, but myself, if I would sit round a table and talk football and a drink, I think I'd come across a lot more. I'd have more chance of getting a job than sitting with a big whiteboard behind me and putting a presentation together. Yeah. And I think that's where certain footballers struggle in presentation, because a lot of these presentations that some people are unbelievable at doing it and some people aren't. I'm the latter, but most of the people that do these presentations, they don't do it themselves. Most of them, they get it done by an expert, analysis expert, and they go in and they put it up and they talk over it. For me, that's not knowing football. That's being able to regurgitate things and be able to present. I would much rather work for most managers that I've worked for over the years, not all the best ones. They just spoke really good football. They give you the really clear instructions, they make it really simple, and you go out and trust you.
Just something, again, from someone who, like, you know, I love football. When you're talking about being a manager, do you have a set of people who are always available in case a job does come up? Like, you know, 2 or 3?
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, and I mean, I totally understand. I know everyone can he? Because they might have other jobs, but I'll definitely have a number 2 who would come with me. But I also think that, you know, no matter where you go, I'm a big believer in using one of the local coaches. So, I mean, it's certainly in, you know, when you've been abroad, look, I'll be honest with you, you're not going to be there forever. So I think my job as a manager would be to sort of try and help a new generation.
Yeah.
Now, I think for me...
You did that in Australia, didn't you?
Yeah. And I think that would be the case here, to be honest. You know, if I am lucky enough to get a club over here, obviously I will take my own staff in. I have got people, you know, who can call upon, definitely the number 2, but I also think it's important that you use one of the local coaches. Maybe it's one of the academy coaches coming through, or one of the coaches who are there. But I think that's important, because it gives you really an understanding of what that club is all about.
And Liverpool always did that, didn't they? Liverpool used to always do, didn't they?
What's that, mate?
Liverpool used to always bring the coaches through.
I mean, that's me. I think it's important of someone who understands that football club. And I think it's leaving a legacy, if you like, or leaving a generational coach to sort of come in and sort of still help the club afterwards.
Could you say who your number 2 is, or is it one of them you've got to keep
I would. No, absolutely. I think my number 2 would be a lad called Tony Grant. You know, everywhere I've been, I've had him.
He's a good player, Grant, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Football,
very good
and
player.
He's an excellent coach as well. And this is the thing with coaching as well, and coaching and managing. Now, I don't claim to know everything, and I don't want to be that fellow who thinks I know everything. So I think it's important that you have people around you who can question you, who can, I mean, I don't want to surround myself with yes men.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what footballers should be like.
Merce said that when he come on, didn't he? Paul Merson. Where was he at?
He got subbed off his club, didn't he?
Yeah, but he said he brought in someone who just an older Ed.
Yeah.
And he said it was brilliant for him, because he went in as a young manager and he were like, and it wasn't quite going as well. And he said he'd just have that bloke there who'd go, have you thought about this? And it's just like, you need it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think if you think you know everything,
you're dead.
I mean, you're on a slippery slope. A funny story, actually, and I think with that, so, I love the FA Cup. Like, the FA Cup was the first trophy I ever wanted to win. And I remember just being a kid, waking up Christmas, it felt like Christmas, FA Cup final day. And you're watching the players at breakfast, you're watching them going down Wembley way. And
it was always sunny.
I used to have the helicopter following me.
It was amazing.
And it was brilliant. I loved that. And being a kid, and that's what football is all about for me, just watching it non-stop. And I always wanted to do that. I wanted to just go down Wembley way, walk and, savour the atmosphere. And we had our white suits, right? I'm thinking, this is brilliant. So cup final day, puts the suits on, we go down breakfast, cameras there, but obviously not televised the way it was. You get on the coach, you're going down the motorway, you get to the stadium. When you get to the stadium, you're in the dressing room, you put your wash bag, the manager will say, or the coach, go and find out what boots you want to wear, studs or rubbers.
Go out, have a look,
so you'll walk up, the big the big concrete tunnel at Wembley, and we walk out. And it's funny when you go to Wembley and the crowd see it, you let out this big noise because we're here to support you and give you the best support you've ever had. And we walked out in our white suits, and it was just deathly silent. And to this day, I thought the crowd thought we were the band. And it was it's a team, and then they let out this noise, and they were obviously with you. And then we went back, but we never lost the game because of that.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I mean, you guys might be totally different than me, but I cannot remember one thing about that game.
It's a terrible game.
The only thing I remember is the
Eric's
goal.
goal. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the worst game ever.
I can't remember any chances.
Yeah.
I can't remember me ever touching the ball. I mean, I just don't know anything about the game. Now, maybe that's because I just wanted to like erase it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it probably wasn't a good idea.
Did you lot see him in the suits? Did you go back in the dressing room and go, fucking hell?
No, I don't
this
think
is
it was
can't
because
really
of the players.
remember, can you?
It was just one of them
Never
things.
something that stood out.
I remember
no?
the manager saying, if you get beat off,
Well,
them
they got
fuckers wearing them suits, don't come back in here. But that was the
Really?
manager's way of getting at us. He probably had a script what to say and thought, well, I've got something better to say. I'll rip that up. And it's just on and that's why it was so good. But for me, it was never look them twats with that on. It was never really that. It was just, I think a lot was made in the press, but it wasn't, again, we spoke out all the way through this podcast, but it was never this, it was us and them. It was just, there was our rivals. It was the same with Arsenal.
Yeah.
It was exactly the same with Arsenal. Just that, we was all young lads playing for our local team, coming through together. We had our supporters, they had theirs, and they wanted us to all hate each other.
Who suggested the plaster on the nose thing? When did that all become a thing? That's that's all I think. I think back. I remember
what,
seeing
though?
it as a going, what the fuck's that?
I mean, to be fair, I never got paid for it, so it wasn't like a sponsorship thing.
It
I
was
mean,
supposed to help you breathe.
yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
mean, it just opens your nostrils and it helps you get more air and oxygen into your lungs. So, I mean, look, it wasn't a fashion statement because I looked ridiculous, didn't I?
Who suggested it to you then? It must have come
I think
from
it was.
somewhere.
I think it was a
physio
physio.
or
I think.
something,
Well, Mark Leder might have been. He was a physio at
Yeah.
Bolton, wasn't he? Yeah, it was probably him. And honestly, it wasn't a put it on because you're getting paid for it. I'd never got any money from whatsoever. And I think I sort of elevated that company as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're probably making a fortune on the back of me wearing them. You know what I mean?
PR man, don't
Yeah.
you?
I definitely should have.
When you first put it on, did you go, fucking hell, yeah,
I've got to
that's
say,
all
did it
right,
work?
that.
Do you feel like it worked?
I felt, well, I mean, it worked for me. And it
Did
might
you
have been
score a
something-
goal or actually the first time you wore it, it become a
No,
habit? Or
You know what? I'm not superstitious, so I'm the most, I think, laid back. But probably not as laid back as you like. But
Turkish delight, man.
I was.
But I mean,
I did
honestly,
some,
I never was. I'll do that, and I'll put this. I tried it. When I was a kid, right? I remember playing against Everton for the B team. And I mean, one of them when you're a kid, you get your first pay packet.
Yeah.
And I went out and bought a ghetto blaster, right? You know, one of the ones with like the CD on the top.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get into the role of being a Liverpool player, and I bought "You'll Never Walk Alone" on CD, right? I remember, in the little box room, plug in the CD in, and listening to "You'll Never Walk Alone" before I left the house, right? to go and play.
To go and play.
To go and play Everton. We got beat 5-0.
Whoa, God.
So you think I was super? I mean, I should hate that song, you know what I mean? But honestly, I just wanted to get in all things Liverpool, and you just
Were you
wanted.
part of the Liverpool rap?
No, how old do you think I am?
No, with that.
John
I remember,
Barnes,
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
no,
that.
that was 92. The 90. No, it wasn't. That was 80,
early,
88,
89,
86. It was.
Was that long ago?
86. Yeah.
Jesus.
Jesus. It says here, 1998 Christmas party, reportedly the most debauched Christmas party ever,
you
where
can't be-
Jamie
you can't be
Carragher
bringing that in, can you?
supposedly ended up covered in whipped cream.
Yeah. Wasn't there then, me.
Was you not?
You know what's funny about
Is that true, though?
I mean,
Is it a myth?
I'm going to say it's a myth. Yeah, it's not, but it's a myth.
True myth.
Yeah.
True
We
myth.
can't be talking about that. That would get carried into trouble.
Yeah, it's I've been fortunate enough, strangely, with you three being here, I've been to one of the Liverpool's Christmas parties, and I've been to one of the United Christmas parties. I think I've been. Did I go to Tranmere's Christmas party? I can't remember, but I remember.
A little bit of a party feed.
Oh, I'll tell you what happened with the fucking Liverpool one. So,
You know what? I'm going to say, it wasn't Carrot. It was you with the whipped cream.
No, this is where I got stitched up. So, McAteer invites me down, and they were having it upstairs at Aldo's bar, and he said it's fancy dress, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, right. He said everyone gets dressed this, that, and the other. I said, all right. I said, well, I've not got time to pick anything up. He said, well, I'll go and get you something in town. He said, what do you want? I said, get me Zorro. I said, the fucking that, silk cape, the lot. I get to the hotel, he's got me fucking noddy. He's got me noddy. I'm walking, I've got the red cheeks and everything. I walk with the flight fit up. But the mad thing is, like, and again, I'd you know, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of thing. But I do remember, as a fan, even knowing a few of you lads who played the game, my mind was blown of me. A bit like when you said about Turkish delights for a game. Like when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, what? Seeing you all like letting your hair down and having a drink and everything else, which everyone does at Christmas party, I was fucking, my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe.
Yeah, well, that's the Spice Boys when I was. We only played drafts and chess. We didn't do anything.
I was at one of yours. Fucking Solskjaer was stood on a table, heading a light fixture, and I'm going.
Which one was you at? Reform, wasn't it?
It was
living room.
It might have been living room, yeah. Because I just remember like sitting on the table and someone going like, and I was like, "Fucking hell, this is random." But again, it's just thing.
He probably scored all didn't he?
It is. It's just that thing where you go like, well, you think it's a certain way and it's not, but you know, because we're all human beings, aren't we? You know, I've got to let off a bit of steam. And in the game you lads were in, I think it's that pressurised and there's that much, especially now, there's that much focus. When I look at a lot of the young lads now, you know, we were talking about Jack Grealish the other week. You know, Jack likes a night out and whatever. He's a maverick player, but I feel as though now it's got to be taking the money out of the thing, because everyone just equates money to happiness, but taking those big wages out, I think the pressure now and those kind of nights that we've talked about and you had back in the day and what have you, I don't think it's a thing now. It's because it's too much can go wrong, too much social media.
I don't think
they go out as a team now.
Yeah.
It's impossible for them to go out. Yeah. If Man United went out as a team now, the whole city would shut down.
Yeah.
Because they'd have all the phones out, taking pictures. Same in Liverpool. But we used to go out as a team all the time. The whole team used to go out and we'd have one security guard of us, wouldn't we? And he'd be pissed. He'd be drunk than the rest. he'd be more drunk than the rest of us.
He was one in the whipped cream.
But time is against us. Absolutely love you coming in and love your company, Rob. And do you know what I really loved about everything you've said? And I found it all really interesting, but the management side of things, like, and I would absolutely love you to get a job and go in somewhere and I'll be behind you, pal. But thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me, chaps. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for today's The Good, The Bad and The Football. You can catch us every Monday from 6 o'clock on all the usual channels, YouTube, Spotify and Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. Fucking look at that. Fucking Fryer tuck.
It's a proper penalty spot, that.
Fucking Zidane. I'm fucking turkey, me. Fuck this.
You've had it done before, haven't you?
Fucking hell. Are you kidding? Are you having me on?
You have. You've definitely had it done. It just hasn't worked.
I'd be asking for the fucking money back.
I would go and get your money back then.
I'm not even getting drawn into this for.